Hey guys, how's it going? The video today about some random rambling and more rambling, something like that. Kind of bored. It's Saturday night, 10:35. I don't know what's gotten into me lately, but I normally Saturday night you go out, call my buddies up. My buddies call me up. Go out and look for some fun. Maybe have a couple beers. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I don't know. Can't really explain it. I've been liking to kind of hang out and be a loner by myself. And I'm really happy doing what I've been. Reading some books and different interests I have, spending more time focusing on what I like doing and my hobbies, and pipe smoking, YouTube, and I'm kind of like an old man, to be honest. I mean, my friends called me grandpa for like 2 years. I don't know, just I don't know where I get the outlook I have on things the way I do. But regardless, I have I got an idea to read a book, a certain book, and it's from DIGHSX on YouTube. He recommended a book called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, and this is the book, the cover. It's a good book. It's really good reading. It's funny, and something I did want to say is, if you are going to read a book, or you have an idea of what you're going to read, you might not want to check out on YouTube any book reviews or anything like that. I thought that would be a good idea, to make sure I'm not going to go buy some book that was recommended by one person, but a lot of other people, couldn't relate or didn't like it, or, So I looked up a book review of A Walk in the Woods on YouTube, and this one guy, if you're watching, whatever, I'm not mad. I could care less, really, but, what happens is the guy says, oh, well, this is a little review on A Walk Through the Woods by Bill Bryson. And he starts telling you a little bit about the book and why you might like it. And then all of a sudden, he tells you a little too much information. You know what I mean? Kind of ruining. It has potential to ruin the story. In my case, I'm still reading. I'm halfway through the book. I already kind of know a little bit, which, whatever. I'm not mad. I forgive you. But for you guys out there that may find yourself looking on a little book report or something, don't do it. It might ruin the book. But this book is good. I'll talk a little bit about it. I won't ruin anything or give you, any hints or points that could possibly ruin the story. But the writer of this book lived in Europe for years, and he was like a journalist. He worked for some newspapers or magazines, and he wrote a couple books, and he decided he was going to hike the Appalachian Trail. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Appalachian Trail, what it is a trail that starts in northern Georgia, and it goes all the way up to Maine. And it's just a hiking trail. There are many people that have hiked the whole trail. It's about 2,200 miles. You take your backpack, your tent, your food, whatever it is, on your back, and you hike. and you have to stop and replenish your gear and lose some of your gear. And starting off, there's a big challenge in front of you, and a lot of people, apparently statistically, bite a little more off than they can chew with the trail. But the book, it's good. The author goes out and buys a bunch of reading material on anything he can find on the Appalachian Trail before he actually goes to hike. He talks to an old friend who decides he'll go with them, and on their journey they go, and it's funny. He gets into like people that he meets along the way, and some funny characters, and the author's really funny. He's just got a sense of humor that can really make you laugh, and especially if you like nature, hiking, camping, non-fiction books. This is a good one. It is. At one point in the story, funny thing the author wrote, he's with his friend who's kind of a character, and his friend looks at him at the end of the day or something as they're hiking, and he's just like, you know what? He's like, Bill, I smell like Jeffrey Dahmer's refrigerator. And that had me laughing, man. I couldn't even keep reading for a minute. Just the way that came out. So, good book. Recommended. If you have time, read it. The other thing, too, is the author gets into all kinds of American history and stuff that have to do with nature and plants and blah blah blah, and it's just good stuff for anyone that likes history. And what can I say, it's probably the best book I've read so far. I don't know if you guys, maybe some of you have read it already and don't feel the same way. I don't know, that's how I feel. But yeah, so I've been reading some other stuff too. I'm really intrigued by, our previous generations, in your grandparents' day or your great-grandparents' day, and the simplicity that life had to it in the past without the fast-changing world we live in. Back in the day, you wanted to learn about something, you either had to learn from someone else, another human, and, go down that path, or you could get a book and you could read about it, and you had to trial and error and figure things out. And that's probably why life was so simplistic, and, just things went by a lot slower. The time it took to do things, just something you could get done, a building project or something, you could get done in a week now, when it might have taken you 6 months or something 100 years ago. And 100 years isn't that much time, you think about it. It's really not that much time. So at the pace the world's the last few years, are speeding up. What's going to happen? It's going to be like life's fast-forwarded movie or something, like the concept of like Click, the movie with Adam Sandler or something like that. I don't know. Just something I wanted to talk about and be, aware of. I don't know. If it was up to me, I'd say I'd be up for changing the pace of things today. Like, now you have a question about something, you type into Google, and there, boom, answer, done. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It can be very good. For me, I do it. It's not like I'm going to go read through 10 books to get an answer I could get in 2 seconds. So, but I think it's kind of like the side effects of all that. I wonder, like, people back in the day may have been, even though we can get all these answers and knowledge really fast, the prior generations probably were smarter and more independent, you know, and that's a big thing. So, but like the books I'm reading, look at these guys. They got a two-person saw, and they're sawing down their logs for their cabin. They're splitting everything with their hand tools and no log splitters. You know, I mean, it's awesome. It really is cool. The one guy in this smokes a pipe as he's building, and you could. It's that guy right there. But let me see. Oh, there he is. There's him with his pipe as he's working. He's always smoking that thing. And this is a good book. It's actually a magazine from 1955. Just ideas to help you build your dream cabin, pretty much. They give you layouts and things to watch out for when you start your cabin. And it's funny, they talk about the price of, you know, building these cabins, and it was like $5 a square foot. And today, you're talking maybe $150 a square foot. So they talk about buying a piece of land for $30 or something. Good luck. You can't buy a cord of wood for $80 today. It's like $90 for a cord. But anyways, I don't want to be too negative now. Come on. But there are a lot of good, interesting things I learned from these old books. One of the other ones I have is from the 1930s. It's like 1934 it was written, and they have a basic way and of teaching you and showing you. They actually use diagrams. The numbers are Roman numerals and stuff, and it's pretty cool though. They show you everything you need to know about building your cabin with an axe, an auger, and a shovel, you know, a two-person saw. But that's pretty much what they use, literally. You know, it's not a bad idea probably to have like a level and stuff like that. But they get into how to, you know, keep the insects out of your wood and your foundation, everything. It's pretty cool stuff. But if anybody out there is in the cabin building or something, I'd like to know who you are, because I might have to come to you. It could be as a resource to my project or something. But, so, there's some rambling for you. I should probably start maybe making a little template for my videos so that I don't, you know, I have my topics and everything planned out in a nice fashion. But these are unedited, you know, one take. That's the way I roll with my videos. So, I don't know. I'm not really trying to, you know, have a million views or something like that. You know, I'm just looking for people that are into the same sort of hobbies and, you know, things, and have, you know, good viewpoints. And, you know, I'm looking, like, I'll subscribe to videos that I think are interesting and intelligent, and not just a foolish, like, waste of time. I mean, some stuff is funny, foolish, whatever, but for the most part, I like finding people that are kind of sincere about what they do. And, you know, I'm not being that guy saying, hey, you shouldn't do this or that in your videos. You have the right to, you know, do whatever you want. And so do I. So, I don't know. But that's it for the rambling. Guys, take care. Don't, you know, go off and hike the Appalachian Trail or something without, you know, reading Bill Bryson's book first or something, you know. I don't know. But, alright, with that, I'll see you later.